Okay, let's take a ride to Kosutnjak rally track, but not in the way of really driving a rally, rather than in a relaxed way. And despite the fact that I'm in the S sports mode of my Audi A4, let's do it a bit in a more relaxed way. Let's even open the window. Sesame, open the window. Okay, the window. Now I have my elbow outside of the car, which is a classical, how to say, Ljachki style. But sometimes it's really nice. I mean, the feeling. Yeah, there is practically a line of cars in front of me. So even if I wanted, I wouldn't be able to drive the rally. But let's enjoy a bit the scenery together. So this is a one-way street up, so don't worry, there will be no cars coming to us from the other direction. Let's see this snake of cars. The snake of cars. I'll tell you now an interesting story. Back in 1999, December, something like 13th of December, something like that, I have organized a party. I mean, the cause was me going to serve the military service 1 year. And exactly at this place, I was driving there my Zastava 128. Which compared to this car had 700 cubic centimeters less, but also 130 horsepower less, something like that. And it was a strange, I mean, the time back then was strange, but exactly somewhere at this I mean, 100 meter, let's say, before the place we are now, at this steep uphill, I left out of gasoline. It was 4:30 in the morning. So I was taking a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, Mirjana, back home from this party. And the party was in the New Belgrade at Danube River. I mean, close to Hotel Yugoslavia. And she lived back then here at Vidikovac, practically. Cerak, Stari Cerak, more or less. And back then there was no possibility, there was not quite a possibility to buy. I mean, there were restrictions in fuel because we were just in the period after the war, after the NATO campaign to Serbia. So there were heavy restrictions on gasoline, and in most of the cases there were no gasoline on gas stations. So we were buying gasoline at individual sellers that were standing next to the road and selling them in the bottles of Coca-Cola, of PET, mostly in PET bottles of 2 liters. In various different PET bottles as well, but the ones of Coca-Cola were the most popular, 2-liter Coca-Cola bottle. So what I did, I went 4:30 in the morning, freezingly cold, December. I mean, in December in Serbia it's quite cold, almost icy road. So I somehow managed to stop the car and have the handbrake on, which was not always easy task with this Zastava 128, because most of the time it was not holding very good, I mean, the handbrake. But okay, I managed somehow to stop the car, secure it, and then I remembered that I have some, maybe half a liter spare gasoline in my trunk. don't really recall. It was in some can. Probably I was buying, I don't know how. Somehow I had this reserve of half a liter, because the problem with this Zastava was that the meter for the level of gasoline in the reservoir was not working properly, practically not working at all, and it was difficult to repair it. Plus I didn't quite have money to repair everything, every this detail, so it was quite a couple of times that I left out of fuel, actually, even in some quite weird places, but somehow luckily I was quite lucky, didn't have bigger problems with this regard. No, I took this road, I mean, to tell you the story, because it's really nice already. Yesterday it was the first time that I have driven this road. So what I did, I poured this half a liter of gasoline in my car, and I hoped to see some of these sellers of gasoline at the streets, although I was a bit suspicious that they will be showing up so early in the morning, because it was all, I mean, it was just starting. It was already, I mean, it was practically, no, it was dark. It was still dark, maybe with some signs of the morning. I mean, the sun, not the sun, but some light. I mean, not quite pitch dark. And then I went up to the place, and I also took a left turn where we turned left as well, and I didn't turn to this road but continued to Vidikovac, and luckily I was managed to find one seller, and so yeah, it would be quite an adventure if I didn't, and yeah, never mind, I managed to find it. I bought a couple of bottles of Coca-Cola with gasoline in it, and yeah, I managed to take her home, take me home as well, and probably as a penalty for me being so ignorant, or how to say, the God punished me the very next day or 2 days after by having a car accident, and not, I mean, a very light one, but still it was a car accident and pain in the ass of trying to repair it, etc, etc. But then I was only then 1 day prior to my army, and prior to going to the army, so I have just given the car to my brother and asked him for him to take care of the repair. Yeah, these were the times, my friend. So the COVID-19 is I mean, the police hour, the curfew, the restrictions of not being able to go out. Come on, my friend. We have lived through many much worse situations compared to this one, so don't tell me that it is very difficult. We are not able to go out. No. So stay in, watch the movies. You don't have to do anything. Okay, maybe do some physical training, I mean, inside the morning gymnastics, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to do anything more. I mean, clean the house from time to time, read books. I can recommend the Salonika, City of Ghosts, actually, the Serbian translation, Solun, Grad Duhova. Fantastic book. About Thessaloniki, the city that we may be visiting this year, but maybe also not. We'll see. It remains to be seen, as somebody would say. Okay. I will be also sharing some latest COVID statistics with you. COVID-19, does it mean that there were already 18 COVIDs before? And probably there will be more? I guess so. Because why would somebody call a virus COVID-19 if there were not call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, before. So probably these ones before were not so aggressive in terms of spreading, not so effective, I don't know. Not an expert, but just applying the common sense. Okay, this is also a nice road. It would be nice to have a rally drive here as well. However, there are a lot of pedestrians, so it wouldn't be safe actually. So I'm not going to do it. But I like all these guys that are out in the green. Yeah, I like it. Okay, that much for the time being. I will talk to you soon again, because something is telling me that I will be going 1, 2, or maybe even 3 new rounds of this Kosutnjak track, because it's really magnificent. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.